Welcome everybody today to this afternoon for the Indian Chamber of International Business. It's a pleasure to have all of you with us here today. We had to improvise for today's session because we were short of time, short of manpower. This is our first event after COVID. So first of all, a big thank you to all of you for being here with us today. Thank you so much. With this, I would like to begin today's session with this short video on the Indian Chamber of International Business, and then I'm going to just take a minute to talk about it. So that's what we briefly do. I'm not sure if anybody was able to read it on time, but so Indian Chamber of International Business has not been a very old chamber like most others which are 100 years old. So we are the new baby as compared to others which are 16, 17 years old. We were headquartered in Delhi until a few years back, shifted to Mumbai, and then COVID happened. So that's the story as it goes. But happy to say that even during lockdown, peak lockdown also, we had about 100 plus events, which were virtually, of course. Last year, we had about, I think, 110 events. And current year also, we are so far doing a good job. And I hope that with all your support, it's going to be much better than previous years. So thank you all of you all, because it's all of your support that we've been doing. Little bit about the chamber. Well, we are all about small and medium companies. We have been promoting them from the beginning, and that's the core and heart. That's one thing that I would like to highlight. You know, when everybody thinks about MSME, they say that, oh, you know, papad achar wale honge and all that. So this is true. They are, most of the industries are small household businesses, but they are doing worth billions worth of business when you put it all together. So there's, like they say, there's power in numbers. So when you say about numbers, well, our chamber, we are 2,858 odd strong, plus minus a few. We're present all over the country. 12 states are physical offices. 42 countries is the network that's widespread. And I'm proud to say that other than Antarctica and Arctic Circle, we are there in most of the continents. We were supposed to have some of our foreign representatives, but due to the flight chaos, they've not been able to join us today. Talking about small and medium businesses, well, our chamber has been supporting them not only for imports and exports. That goes without saying. Every chamber does that. We've been doing it since eternity. But it's also all about connects and connections. We have a partnership with 400 plus organizations, which are sector associations, which are state chambers, national chambers, international chambers. We work very closely with most of them in India and abroad. So that is our net worth and net strength that we can use, or we are using to connect our members to generate business opportunities themselves. But like they say, you can take a horse to the water, you can't make them drink, but we ensure that we give it a kick at the back also. So that's what little bit we keep adding. When it comes to the chamber's activities, we believe that it's all about people-to-people relationships. Because at the end of the day, any business, it depends on you people, on us people. And it is one-to-one connect that happens, and that's what gets your business going. You're here today to talk to each other, to mingle. I'm sure that all of you would get most of this content online. But it's all about meeting to each other and seeing what you want to do today. You want to talk to each other. You want to see how things begin all the way. You know, we have some really renowned people sitting amongst the audience today. I'm really thankful. I'm not naming them. Some have asked me not to name. So thank you for being with us and supporting us all the way. And that being said, we were talking about people-to-people connect. Our major focus recently has been on innovation, on research, on education, skill development. We are proud partners of NASSCOM and Ministry of IT and Economy, where we are running a large skill development project which has recently been instituted, where we are going to be training more than 1 lakh people for latest IT technologies, let it be AI, ML, you name it, and it is there. That project called Future Skills is supported by all, I can say, all the leading global companies when it comes to IT. Of course, with NASSCOM. We work with Atal Innovation Mission, which is headquartered in Delhi. We've been doing that since many years now. Shri R. Ramanan, who was the founder, not founder, sorry. He was the first chairperson of Atal Innovation Mission, is our advisor on board today. We have another lovely advisor amongst us, who's the ex-SIDBI chairman, Shri R.K. Das ji. He's present with us today. Thank you, sir, for being with us. A lot of people ask me, you're a chamber of commerce. Why do you keep doing things about culture and tourism and all these things? So my answer to them is, it's all about business at the end of the day. So not necessarily if you're trading something or manufacturing something, that's your business. There are a lot of other aspects. Today, I am proud to say that my wife is a businessman. Maybe she earns more than me. She never tells me that. So you never know what's happening behind the curtains. So when you come and talk about education, we have partnerships between universities. We encourage foreign universities to partner with Indian ones, not at the government level, but we talk with the medium level universities who need my and your help to enter each other's territories, to get business, to get innovation. See, IITs and IIMs, everybody knows what it is. But how many can afford? How many can get into these institutions? We have seen in recent times the Ukraine situation for medical education, what happened. So why not get these facilities into India? You do half the course here, half the course there. It benefits both the countries. So that is the kind of partnerships that we encourage. We work with some national state-owned organizations, some private organizations. So that's when it comes to education. We work on research aspects with a lot of countries. Very recently, we did one with the UK Research and Institute, which is the UKRI, which is the British Government Institute. We work with Business France. We work with the Swedish. We work with Switzerland. We work with Australia. You name the country, we're working with more than 40 countries on a day-to-day basis. And of course, a lot of other countries. Then we have a support system for our members where they come to us and they say that, okay, this is my product, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to export, this I want to import, this is the country that I'm interested in. And I'm proud to say that till date, there has not been a single country that we've been approached with and we did not have a connect. So proud to say that that has been happening. And thank you, it's all your efforts because, and definitely thanks to my team of the chamber who spread out across these 12 states. And my life is a living hell, but that's fine. Coming on to partnerships. Well, we have a different system of partnerships also, where we take the companies and we give them one-to-one support also. Now, this is not only to the Indian SMEs. We support foreign SMEs also, because at the end of the day, the problems of SMEs are the same throughout the world. Imagine you going to a bank for a loan, the same problems are faced there also. They also have a checklist, we also have a checklist. I don't know how many have got a loan on the first visit in our banks, at least I never got. So that's the situation. So it is the same throughout the world. So we partner these SMEs across boundaries also, and that is one of our major core strengths. This is what we've been doing since a few years now. That is when it comes to trade. We do a lot of strategic options where we do track two dialogues. I'm not sure if everybody knows what are track two dialogues, but this is basically a non-government approach to encourage inter-government engagements. Like for example, Afghanistan, we've been working with Afghanistan since 10 years, where we were promoting Afghans to enter India and Indians to sell their products and services in Afghanistan. This was supported by the US government, shouldn't be saying it, but yes. We've been working with CLDP, which is a US agency again, USAID. We've been working on the Chabahar port initiatives of the government of India, where we were trying to push trade to the CIS through the region. We've been working with certain banks to facilitate this and helping this, the Bank of India and IDBI. These are the two banks that were facilitating this. So these are the kind of engagements that all of you have access to. So I'm proud to say that it is not, this service is not for me. This is for everybody. Anybody can come and say that I want to import or export from Iran or any other country or Afghanistan or Europe for that matter. We had a scheme with the Spanish government once upon a time where if you want to import machines from Spain, you could get that at 2% interest. So that is not for me, that is for everybody. Anybody could go and approach them if you could do that. So there are many such schemes available, like Government of India schemes, of course. The other governments also have these schemes. So utilize all these things. It's the awareness that makes all the difference. And I want you all to go to Google. It's very simple nowadays. Find out something that you want to know about. Approach us. We'll be happy to help. With that, I would like to begin the session officially today. I would like to invite our guests on the dais. I request Madhu to please bring our guests today. First and foremost, Shri R.K. Das is the ex-chairman SIDBI and also our honorary advisor. Mr. Seewraj Nundlall ji, he is the India head of Economic Development Board of Mauritius. Mr. Nanthapol Sudbanthad. Did I get it right? Yes. Or nearly? Okay, welcome, sir. Board of Investment Thailand. Ajay ji has come or not yet? Okay, so he's on his way. Shri Kantharao ji is also, I think, on his way. The US Consulate would be joining us in about 30 minutes' time. So I think we can begin our today's session with all your permissions. And I forgot to mention some people without whom this event would have not been possible. So first of all, Archer's Wealth, Vidyesh. Hi Vidyesh. So he is one of our major sponsors today. Shehzad ji, Ceasefire. And we have our very own person from the heart, Dr. Avinash Dalal ji from IMA MSME. He's the president. I hope I'm not missing anybody. If I am, I'm very sorry. I'll get back to that. So, beginning today's session, I would like to invite Shri R.K. Das ji. So welcome to our today's session today, and we would like to listen to you and today hear about how you have been facilitating the MSMEs and how in with the US especially, what Indian MSMEs can do to grow there and them to grow here. And I'd like to brief everybody, he's the advisor for Tata Nexark also, which is a large corporate. He's the ex-country head SIDBI, I already mentioned. The ex-economic advisor to the Reserve Bank of India. He is the ex-CEO of NCGTC, the Ministry of Finance, Government of India, and ex-head of SME FDP World Bank. Sir, welcome and honor to have you here.
Good afternoon. I have been given 10 minutes and I have been taught right from the beginning, finish it before that. This is a respected ICIB president. I think it's audible, right? Mr. Manpreet Singh, Vice President, Mr. Kevin Mehta, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Even though I am a part of ICIB, but I think it behoves on me to express my great thanks to the able leadership of ICIB to organize such a power event, MSMEs Going Global. And they have given me a topic, MSMEs and American Dreams. Very catchy name. In fact, everyone has the American dream. And dreams, we always have it. And we must have the dreams because Mahatma Gandhi has said that we must believe in our dreams. Even if we don't, at least we have the hope. We must endeavor to execute our dreams. Only then we can achieve the success. But before that, we must empower ourselves. We must make ourselves capable to execute our dreams to our goal of achieving success. I would briefly dwell upon some of my points over the years which I have come across in my dealings with MSMEs. I've dealt with more than 6,000-7,000, I think, SMEs, and everywhere I have seen certain problems. Let me just articulate some of the challenges and how together we can overcome those challenges. First one is, as Mr. Manpreet has said, knowledge and power, empowerment. I have seen many SMEs generally not aware of any scheme of, all the schemes of central government, state governments, reserve banks, financial institutions. Because there is no institution to have all this information together. There is no one to help them to guide properly which is the best one for you. it reminds me one incident when I was there in the office. One industrialist son came to me. He brought his son to my office and said that, Dasab, I have brought my son who is now in America. He does not want to follow my business, but he wants to do something. And he asked me, the son asked me, that at least I have got the money, but I don't know where do I start. Please tell me which business I do start. And I could not answer that question. Simple question, but difficult to answer, because it needs to have all the information and business analytics simultaneously running in your mind to give him the answer that this is the industry where you get the maximum benefits from the government, where you get the maximum ROI, and this is the place in this particular state which is encouraging such type of industry. I'm happy to say that ICIB is endeavoring to address that gap, and I'm sure in a certain period of time, ICIB will be able to help those, answer those questions. Second, my dear friends, when we talk of partnerships, either with our Indian partners, business partners, or with American or Thailand or Mauritius, whenever they want to have partnership with you, they will always examine a balance sheet and corporate governance structure. Believe me, financial transparency is lacking in many of our SMEs. Usually we know that they prepare 3 balance sheets, one for income tax, one for ROC, and one for the banks. And we have banker, I'm basically a banker also, though a policymaker, and we know very well, so we know how to, and probably when I was initiated into the SME lending, the teachers told me that, that SME person will come in a bicycle, and when the loan is sanctioned, he will go in a car. Be careful of that. Over the years, that has progressed, but still that financial transparency is lacking. I would request earnestly to please give importance to this particular aspect of financial corporate governance, because at one point of time, if you don't follow it, you will be cut. And then it will be very embarrassing for everybody, whether you want to raise the money from the IPO or from the venture capitalists, because heavy due diligence will be done, and you should not be caught for that due diligence. Third thing is that access to finance is still a challenge. He told that he has got the money in the first round. But if you believe in the 2 things that I have told you just now, half of the battle is won. Believe me, many SMEs come to me and they just sit and their CAs speak to me. And that is my policy, and I have been telling to all my officers also. It is the promoter who must speak, not the CA. Let us find out what is exactly in his mind. So, as yourself, you should be very much aware of the various bank schemes and all these things, and prepare yourself how to meet a banker. Your battle will be won, I'm telling you. Again, ICIB is going to be emerging as a platform of matchmaking between the bankers and the SMEs and help you to avail the finance. Another challenge, the 4th challenge I would like to mention, because the SMEs have got so many challenges, but basically the important challenges is the establishing market linkages with foreign markets. I have seen many, especially since that 2008 crisis, many of the European companies, they were ready to be bought or partner with Indian people, and very unfortunately, Indian SMEs could not take advantage of that because they didn't have that information. There was no organization even to have such information and to not channelize our SMEs to avail of those opportunities. And I'm sure there are so many opportunities still galore abroad in many countries, and we have to just step in. And that stepping stone is going to be provided by ICIB. Now, let me dwell on the American dreams, the rainbow of American business opportunities. I believe that doing American dreams does not necessarily mean going to America to do the business. You can do the American business even in your country. You can have the partnership with American people in the areas of their technology, in the areas of finance, in the areas of their business acumen, and even the third country exports. All these areas, you know that some years back, we had a dream of achieving Indo-American trade volume of $500 billion. So many years have passed, we are nowhere near to that. I think the time has come that we must, ICIB must, all together, we must endeavor to scale up our business, international business, to achieve that dream of $500 billion. When first time I had gone to America, it really gives me heartache to see that many of the American shops are full of Chinese products. I think India has missed that opportunity. It could have been full of Indian products. But still there is a hope, as Mahatma Gandhi had said. We all know that Government of India has come out with a number of measures, policies during that pandemic period under the banner of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And in fact, you'll be happy to know that India has emerged as the second most favored manufacturing destination because of its cost competitiveness. Our SMEs should be gearing off to take advantage of these opportunities by inviting American businesses to set up jointly manufacturing facilities in India with their technical support and all these things. There is a saying that American products at Chinese prices. I think all together we can make it Indian products at Indian prices. The most promising government, and I have been dealing with various ministries of Government of India, partly associated with this Atmanirbhar. The thrust areas, I think I should, even though you know it, I should reiterate to tell you. Defense. Government is actively looking for SMEs who can set off units in the defense area. Defense doesn't mean the missiles, guns, AK-43. It means even a small component of a defense product. Probably you should take advantage of, our SMEs should take advantage of that. And American government is also equally keen to support in those areas, only we have to do the matchmaking. Another area is your renewable energy, which is, everybody knows, is the topmost priority of the government and the international communities, especially in the areas of floating solar and water cleaning. Logistics and supply chain, warehousing, agriculture infrastructure, education, research and development, food processing, minerals, marketing in infrastructure, and ITS. Our MSMEs should come forward to take advantage of these emerging business opportunities with American support. The USA is all set to give their support, only it needs a platform. I'm happy to say that ICIB is the perfect platform to support you from A to Z in setting of new ventures, in expansion of your ventures, and exploring new market. It is a strong foothold in the whole of Africa. It is bilaterally negotiating with so many European countries. And with adequate business opportunities, your ICIB is going to set up an American desk with itself. Then only we can achieve the American dreams. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Dasab, thank you so much. I think a lot of information in a very short time. But I want to, take up on your bicycle comment. So being an MSME myself, so we are a 47-year-old group of companies. So I've seen this thing since I was born, literally. And there is this incident. I'll stand and talk because I'm not used to sitting and talking. So what happened was, I used to go with my father to the bank, and he used to say, "Bhai, chalo, theek hai." My father never used to hire a CA for these things. So like you said, he always used to say, he's like, "Mera dhanda mere se acha koi nahi janta hai. Khatam, point." So he used to go and he used to sit with the banker and say, "Bhai, tumko kya chahiye, you tell me. I will tell you what you need." How to put it is, that is the CS job. But what I want to tell you and why I want the money is for me to tell you. So I think that is what I have learned from him. So we went to the car and the manager came outside and he's like, "हाँ, तो फिर इस साल कौन सी नई गाड़ी लेने का plan है?" So that is the comment that used to come from the managers. I won't name the bank. It is very nearby, by the way. So that is the kind of story that I could validate, and that is true. But we have seen people, being Indians, we love to find loopholes in everything. And that's what we are good at, jugaad. And now we have started patenting jugaad and called it innovation. So that's what we do. So, and that's the Indian history. if I may say so. So with that, Dasab, thank you so much for that.
My pleasure.
Next, I would like to talk about going a little global, because it's all about going global today. And global does not only mean, you know, one country, two country, it's regions, it's continents, it's countries, it's states also for that matter. You know, some states, Northeast, if I may say, I'm sure, what, 10% of you all must have visited, not more than that maybe. So that is something that, you know, we should look around, open our eyes, and look at opportunities around us also. So one such country is Mauritius, very small but big at heart, and that is your gateway to Africa. So there are 52 countries in Africa, and I think the heart of Africa lies in Mauritius, if I may say so. So with this, I would like to welcome Shri Seewraj Nundlall, who is the India Head for Economic Development Board of Mauritius. Sir, welcome. The floor is yours.
Thank you. So thank you, Manpreet. Namaskar to all of you, and of course to Manpreet for inviting me to be here and speak about Mauritius and what we can do in terms of SMEs, looking at going global. When I say global, look at this part of the world, Africa, I mean this region. So, and also to my fellow panelists to be here today. Yeah. So just running. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
So today, you know, we are the true MSME. So when I say ICIB, so today, right from the peon to the president, that's my job.
That's the way MSMEs work, right? And then they grow into conglomerates.
I came from there to here, literally. So.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, as Manpreet said, so Mauritius, you can see the positioning of Mauritius is in down south of India, that is southwest of the Indian Ocean, and on the east coast of Africa and Madagascar. So basically, when we speak of Africa, I'll come to that later, it's the same size as the population of India. It's 55 different markets, including Mauritius, but population-wise, the market is the same as India. That is, Africa is 1.2 billion people, and India is 1.3 billion, right? Okay, so just a quick, because we are speaking about MSMEs. So in Mauritius also, we have a very strong and vibrant SME sector. As you can see that it is recognized as playing a key role in the economic development of the country. The exports today represent around 12%. It is contributing around 40% to the economy nationally, and the employment also is over 50%. As you see that it's very, very important for the economy of Mauritius to have a specific focus on SME development. And if we speak in terms of numbers, so the numbers in terms of SMEs go above 1 lakh in Mauritius. I mean, not millions, but at least for a small population, a small size country, so 1 lakh is a big number. So the system that we have, ecosystem that we have in Mauritius, so there is SME Mauritius. This is it's a government organization, and the beauty of being small is that you can easily reach out to the different stakeholders and get things moving very quickly. So that's the beauty of being small. And we have SME Mauritius, which I said, it falls under the Ministry of Industrial Development, SMEs and Cooperatives. And they are the driver for the SME development in Mauritius, the key institution that drives the development of a SME in Mauritius. As I said, that it is promoting and developing entrepreneurship in Mauritius. And just a quick, I would say, definition in terms when you look at the SME in Mauritius. So basically, the we determine an SME in terms of its turnover. So, and how government supports the SMEs in Mauritius. So there are various programs. We have a marketing support scheme. There is about technology. So if somebody wants to buy a new technology, get new technology in Mauritius, so there is a technology and innovation scheme. So it's all about skills development. inclusiveness of the SMEs in the mainstream economy. There is an SME employment scheme so that if SMEs want to employ people but they are not able to find the right people, so the scheme comes and helps them financially as well. So these are the different schemes which are available. And at the same time, during the past 2 years, which was very, a very difficult situation, not only for one country, but globally, everybody has suffered from this. So government also came forward and helped the SMEs in terms of wage assistance and also self-employed assistance schemes. So basically helping financially these SMEs to sustain. So I'll take you to one company which is in Mauritius. This company is, the name is Compagnie Mauritienne de Textile Limited, CMT for short. The promoter of this company started in 1986. Before even starting, he had in mind, he wanted to start his business. So he would go on the streets in the capital city of Port Louis. He will go and buy fabric and then stitch those fabrics and then try to find market for that. So that's how he started. And then slowly he started growing that business. Today he is a global leader, as you can see, in the jersey apparel wear industry. They are the largest vertically integrated manufacturing plant in sub-Saharan Africa. And they have expanded overseas, so they have factories now in Madagascar, closer to Mauritius, and also in Bangladesh. So that to be able to capture new markets, so they are present in the developed markets of US and Europe and all that. So, and they are, of course, headquartered in Mauritius. So this shows you the determination of an SME to start small and grow big. Today, when you look at this company today, it's employing, as I said, no, I haven't put the employment, so it's employing over 10,000 people in the country today. It's not only local people, but also foreigners who are working in Mauritius at the same time. So just to show you how important it is, and I think my previous fellow panelists also mentioned about markets. So the way they have grown is that basically they have gone into the markets and they are physically present in those markets so that they capture the intelligence which is available there. They are ahead of their competitors to be able to supply the market. So that's very important. So a little bit about the country. So it's when we speak of MSMEs, I spoke about one company which is into the textile industry, but there are different sectors, different areas, economic activities where SMEs can set up, and they have set up today. So they are based in logistics, in manufacturing. Today we're promoting pharmaceutical and biotech, professional services, consumer, retail trade, distribution, IT, media and creative. India is very fond of movies, and a lot of movies from India, from Bollywood, and also from South, and also from Hyderabad, they are produced in Mauritius. So now, when we speak about MSMEs from India and how they can tap into new markets, here what is very interesting and what I would like to mention here is that Mauritius, we have an ecosystem that helps MSMEs or SMEs handholds them in terms of finding new markets. Basically, as I mentioned earlier, that is, as Manpreet mentioned, small country, population is only 1.2 million. I always say we are 1,000 times less than the population of India, but our outreach in terms of the developed markets or even in terms of the emerging markets is huge. I'll cover that a little bit later. So basically, in terms of the agreements that we have with different countries or different regions of the world, so we cover nearly 75% of the global markets through the trade agreements, which means that we have preferential market access. So a quick glance about the country. I mentioned we're a small population, 1.3 million people, literacy rate above 90%. We are bilingual, we speak English and French. And we also speak third languages like Hindi and Bhojpuri and all that, so yeah. So it's a diversified economy. We started when we became independent back 54 years ago. We were only dependent on sugar as our as the mainstay of the economy. But today we have diversified into various sectors, including services. And today the services sector represents nearly 70% of the economy. So main economic sectors, we have manufacturing, tourism, financial services, real estate, IT, ICT and BPO, and tourism during the past 2 years we were very badly hit, but now we opened the country again, we opened the borders since 1st of October 2021, and now tourists have started coming back to Mauritius, and it's picking up very nicely. So briefly about the relationship between India and Mauritius. So as you can see, the trade between India and Mauritius, we import a lot from India than we export. And the main items, you will see that what we import. So this is about the imports from Mauritius, from India. So you can see that, but during the recent years, you see there has been a decline in the imports. And now, when you look at the products that we are importing, so we are mainly importing oil products, that is fuel, plastics and cotton fabrics and pharmaceuticals, of course, chemicals and food items. I heard one of a gentleman present here. He's already dealing with Mauritius in terms of exporting of food items. So what we are exporting to India, medical devices, scrap metals, and seafood items we are exporting to India. Some of the Indian companies which are already present in Mauritius, you will see the big names like SBI, Indian Oil, but also there are smaller companies, MSMEs and all that, which are present in Mauritius, from India, of course, as I said. So now, how do you take your products to Mauritius and also to Africa? So we have signed a new agreement with India, which is called the Comprehensive Economic Cooperation and Partnership Agreement, which was signed last year. And this year, the 1st of April 2022, it will be 1 year since it has been into operation. So the CECPA is an agreement that allows products to be traded bilaterally between the two countries at preferential market access. So it could be duty-free, it could be reduced duty, it could be TRQ, that is tariff rate quotas. So as I mentioned, it was signed last year and then became operational in 1st of April 2021. So trade in goods, there are two main chapters which are already functioning right now, trade in goods and trade in services. And then we have a third chapter which will be economic cooperation, which is being discussed so that it can be incorporated and become operational as well. So in terms of the trade in goods, you will see that 615 products from Mauritius have access, preferential market access to India. And then likewise for India, it's going to be 310 tariff lines. So just give you a quick example in terms of some of the products that can be imported from India, from Mauritius to India. So there is special sugar. For example, here in terms of import of sugar to India, it's 100% duty. But if you import it from Mauritius, it's going to be only 10% duty. So that's a major advantage that companies can take off. Similarly, we have alcoholic beverages, garments, canned tuna, so food items and all that. Some of them are duty-free as well. So I was mentioning about the preferential market access, sorry about that. So as you can see, we are a member of the African Union. So we cover entire Africa with the newly signed AFCFTA, that is the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. Then we have an agreement with the United States. We have an agreement with the European Union, one with UK. We have the agreement with China. We have the agreement with India, with Turkey, and also with Pakistan. And we are also negotiating with Indonesia, and many more will come later. So this allows preferential market for products from Mauritius to go into these different markets. For example, we export a lot of garments to Europe, to South Africa, and to US. And all these garments from Mauritius to these markets go duty-free. I'll just give you one simple example. You take garments, I'm speaking of garments. If you want to export your garment made in India to South Africa, there is an import duty in South Africa, 40%. The same garment made in Mauritius, you export it to South Africa, it is 0 import duty. So just imagine the duty advantage that you have. So it's not only about exporting the products from here to the different markets, but also look at the opportunity or possibility to develop partnerships and to add value and then be able to explore new markets. SECPA allows you to export to Mauritius, of course, but beyond Mauritius, you also have this opportunity to take advantage of the market access that Mauritius provides so that you can add value in Mauritius and export to the different markets, and this goes duty-free. So some of the products that we export from Mauritius, here you can see there is textile, as I mentioned, apparel, seafoods, sugar, and all those. Now, as I mentioned, Africa is 55 countries, so a population of 1.2 billion people, and this is a possibility that Mauritius is offering. It's a young population like India, so the demographics are very, in terms of opportunities are there. So, and resources, we must not speak about resources. In fact, when you speak about resources, 60% of the arable land that is for agriculture is in Africa. And it is largely undeveloped, untapped. So there is a huge possibility if somebody is in agriculture into food processing, do the vertical integration right from the cultivation, agriculture, and then do the processing. So just one example, but there are many more. So many resources are available in Africa. And Mauritius becomes the ideal platform, as we say, to get into Africa in terms of whether you want to structure your business in Mauritius and then develop the projects in Africa. So some of the opportunities where companies can look for investing in Mauritius are there is manufacturing services and all that. So I think when we speak about the partnership between the two countries, India and Mauritius, it's all about being optimistic and also look at the opportunities. And here I would like to also end, before I end, I'll just take 1 minute to say that now we have come up with interesting schemes since the last 2 years or last 1.5 years. There is a premium visa. So a premium visa is a long stay visa. If somebody wants to go to Mauritius for a long stay, so you can apply for the premium visa. It's a visa for anything between 6 to 12 months, and it can also be extended. So it allows you to be in Mauritius and work remotely. And it's a very simple process. You apply online, you get your approval before traveling, and then you are there, and then you can be in Mauritius. And also it is free of charge. So normally for Indian citizens, visa is on arrival, that also is free of charge, but even for the premium visa also is free of charge. So no hassle. We know that if you have to travel to Europe, to US, how much hassle you go through in terms of applying for the visa, but Mauritius, it's very simple. That's the first thing, the premium visa. Then the second thing is a premium investor certificate. So we have also come up with a premium investor certificate where a minimum investment of 80 crore INR allows you to be eligible for a premium investor certificate where over and above the existing incentives which are there, you can also request additional incentives based on your activity. Government will approve it and will give it to you those incentives that you want. So this is for the premium investor certificate. And here when we speak of premium investor certificate for pharmaceutical manufacturing and for medical devices, there is no minimum limit which is going in terms of investment because this is a priority sector that government is promoting. So this is about the premium certificate, premium investor certificate and the premium visa. I would like to end here and thank you for your attention.
Seewraj, thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to recognize the presence of Ajay Thakur from Bombay Stock Exchange. Welcome, sir. Shri Kantharao from NSIC, sir, welcome. And a renowned director, Shri Nilesh Malhotra ji, who's also on our committee for film and media. Welcome, all of y'all. You mentioned so much about Mauritius in so little time, but I would like to just add 2 points. One is never go on media reports for anything. Use your own brains, do your own research. This is what my personal experience is. I was lucky enough to meet the Prime Minister of Mauritius during his last visit to India. And we were discussing this, and that time there was a lot of hype on funding coming from Mauritius into India. You must have read a lot about that in papers. So he just told me 2 things. A, you read about how much percentage of Mauritius funding coming into India overall in the Indian scenario. But he said when you look at the figures of how much India contributes to that funding in Mauritius, it's only 3%. So that gives us that look at the potential that is there to get the money into India. It's 97%. And at 3%, we were all going gung-ho about it, and we need to change the policies, and we need to do this, and we need to do that. So use your knowledge, approach the agencies, see what best can be happen. There's no dearth of capital. The first row is very much evident to supply you enough capital for the rest of all your lives and mine lives combined. So I think that is something that we need to look at and go through that. So thank you, Seewraj, for the lovely presentation. Now I'd like to call upon Vidyesh, who's our partner today and from Archer's Wealth, and he's going to be talking about a new dream.